welcome back to LA's Hair Affair. So today I'll be showing you guys how I straighten my naturally curly hair. It's really simple, so let's just get into it. So I start off on freshly washed hair. I detangled with my Miracle brush, which I'll be showing you guys later, and I used this heat protectant spray by Tresemme. I'm pretty sure this is really outdated now. I've had this for a while since I don't straighten my hair a lot, but you guys get the point. You want to make sure you use a heat protectant. And there is my Miracle brush. It's really cool because it's like the Denman brush and a regular brush in one. And last but not least is my Revlon hair blow dryer. So getting right into it, I start sectioning out smaller sections of my hair and I use the brush to detangle. Then I use my blow dryer, which is on warm and high, and I use it to blow dry my hair. The way I do this is by using the brush to keep my hair straight and stretch it, while the blow dryer is kind of locking in that straightness. It's important to get it as straight as possible during this phase so that you don't have to use the hot iron or the hot comb or the hot whatever so much on your hair to get it straight. All right, and just look at the difference. So I just stretched it with my blow dryer and you could definitely see how much longer it looks than when it was curly. But let's just get right back into it. So I'm using the brush to detangle, and then I use it to hold my hair straight and use it to stretch it as I blow dry my hair in a downward motion so that my hair stays down and I won't have to use my whatever it's called. What is that thing called? Hot iron? Flat iron. I don't have to use my flat iron so much. There you go. So you want to make sure that your blow dryer is always facing down and you're using a brush or a comb or something to help keep the hair detangled and keep it stretched and straight so that it dries the same way. To make sure that I don't, have it flying all loose, I do Bantu knot it and just use this so that it doesn't get in my way while I'm drying the rest of my hair. And I pretty much do this all around my head. So detangle, use the brush to pull it straight as I use a blow dryer to blow dry it straight. Pretty simple. You do want to try to get it as stretched as possible. As you can see the difference between the two there. When it's stretched and not, you know that you need to do a little bit more stretching. So continuing again around to the other side. There I go, stretching it and stretching it and stretching it, and bam, it's straight as can be without a flat iron. So I continue doing this all the way around and stretching it as much as possible so that I don't have to do it so much with my flat iron. And you guys are getting the point, or at least I hope so. Alright, and again with that difference between blown out and curly, it's huge. And I finally finished blowing out everything. This is how it looks, and of course a quick Snapchat break. You could have definitely kept those Bantu knots in, but for the sake of wanting to see how my hair looked blow dried out, that's why I did that. And if you're like me and you don't use heat on your hair pretty much at all throughout the year, then this may work for you. But if you're someone who uses heat a lot, you want to make sure you're using another heat protectant here or something. Personally, when my hair gets straightened, or since it's been permed back in the day, I've never liked adding products to my hair because it makes it look super flat. I lose all volume and it looks just like spaghetti. So I don't like to use much so that it doesn't weigh my fine hair down. But if you're someone who does this a lot, then you definitely want to make sure you're protecting your hair as often as possible. Alright, so all it is sectioning out a piece of your hair, and you want to use smaller ones than blow drying it because it does help it look better. And I take my section, I brush it out as much as it's needed, and I take the flat iron and I chase the brush with the flat iron. And I only do this about once or twice. I do have to spend a little bit more time on my ends because they are a little trashy, but I do always use this time afterwards, after straightening it every January, to trim my hair to start the new year. So definitely trim if needed. Trims do help a lot. I trimmed about 50 15 times last year, and this is the longest my hair has ever been. So it's not negative. You know, healthier hair is better than longer hair anyways. So the last time I did was actually last January, and I'm gonna go ahead and link a pic of how it looked a little bit later in the video so you could see my progress. But again, I'm detangling again if I have to, using the brush to hold the hair straight and the flat iron to chase the brush and keep it straight. So that is all it really is. I am going around and repeating this all over. Obviously it's a little bit harder to see in the back. I do use something else to help with that at the end, which I'll show you guys later, but you do want to continue doing this all around your head until you get to the top and you're finished. So yeah, pretty much it. So I got about this much done. I'm making some progress, and I got about this much left, so bear with me. All right, so I continue doing it until I get closer to the top. I'm just going to show you guys that I do bump the ends a little bit, because when you brush it, it does, you know, blend better, and that helps with my nasty ends. But coming around to the last part, I go ahead and I section. I chase the brush with the flat iron. This is also called the chase method, and I try to get, you know, all the straggly pieces I miss. I can definitely tell the difference because I see my ends poking out there, but I continue doing so, and I do miss a lot in the back because it's a little bit harder to see. So after I'm done with the flat iron, I go ahead and I take my flat iron brush. I don't know what it's called, but you know, the brush that's like a flat iron. I use that to go ahead and brush all my ends together because it is shorter in some places and it definitely sticks out, which I'll show you guys in a bit, but that brush really helps, you know, bring it all together. So this is the brush I use, and I take it and I just, you know, try to brush everything together because my ends are super trashy, and if I do not pay close attention to them, they are gonna look a hot mess. So you see where it's shorter, like there, that's what I'm talking about. But this is the final product. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what you thought about this.